The Detroit Jazz Festival is celebrating its 40th anniversary this year. The world's largest free jazz festival is expected to attract more than 300,000 people to downtown Detroit. The international event takes place over the Labor Day weekend at Hart Plaza and in Campus Martius Park. Quicken Loans is the presenting sponsor for the festival, which features jazz legends along with up-and-coming musicians. This year's artist in residence is bass virtuoso Stanley Clark. Here to tell us more is Chris Collins, who is president and artistic director of the Detroit Jazz Festival Foundation, along with Jasmine DeForest, who is director of community sponsorships at Quicken Loans, and Detroit Jazz bassist Marion Hayden. It is great to see all of you again.
Thanks, Stephen.
Good to see you.
All right, so 40 years, that is a very big milestone to be celebrating this fall.
It's huge, and the fact that so many players from the very beginning have made sure that the festival remained free, which is really something special in the world. And then additionally, any artist will tell you around the world, Detroit Jazz Festival is one of the few real jazz festivals left in the world. We really concentrate on the art and the craft, but we look to expand what that means, what that vocabulary is, and even the band that's going to be playing later today is a combination of some of the up-and-coming cats with some of the more experienced players, and at the festival you'll get to see a lot of that where, you know, the heavies, as you know, we're bringing back all our artists in residence from the past 6 or 7 years. So Pat Metheny, Ron Carter, Josh Redmond, Terrence Blanchard, Stanley Clark, all playing and intermingling together. And they've been, some of them have been working throughout the year with some of our youth as well, kind of preparing them for performances or rehearsing with our professional orchestras and the Detroit Jazz Fest Big Band. It all culminates at the festival. So it's going to be a really exciting bunch of unexpected moments.
Yeah, one of the cool things about the festival is that I kind of feel like it just rolls, right? From one thing to the next all weekend. There are no downsides. There are no sort of down spots. I mean, everything there is worth seeing.
It is, you know, 4 performance stages plus the talk tent, plus the jam session stage that goes to about 2 a.m. where all the cats are hanging out. And, you know, I always say this because it's a great tool. You can register for the Detroit Jazz Fest Live on Google Play or the App Store. It's our app. It has everything, all the schedules, all the overlaps. That you can even get the streaming subscription. You can see all 4 stages, all 4 days in real time. So you can really plan your weekend, see what you want to see, and then see those things that, you know, intrigue you, that might surprise you along the way.
You could be in Campus Martius with your phone watching what's going on in Hart Plaza.
Before you make the walk. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Jasmine, Quicken has sponsored this event for a couple of years now, right?
Yeah, so this is our 3rd year as presenting sponsor, but we have sponsored and supported in the past, and we're just excited and proud. Chris and the entire Jazz Fest Foundation team, Gretchen Valade, have done such a great job with spearheading this festival, and it shines such a positive light on our city, which we all love. And so we are looking forward to it, especially with it being the 40th year. I mean, that's huge. And as Chris mentioned, this is like one of, if not the largest free jazz festival in the country.
Yeah.
And so it's just a great opportunity to have a diverse audience, age, ethnicities, all sorts of music lovers to come out and enjoy such a great weekend in the city around music, and that's what music does. So,
and it happens in your front yard.
Yeah, it happens exactly. We're headquartered downtown. We love downtown. We have invested more than $200 million into the community, and that's just community projects alone. And so we also believe in culture, art, and music, and how really the foundation of it bringing people together, and that's what we love to see. Is just people, and the Jazz Fest is always an example that I give to folks that I'm talking to, our partners, as just one of the leading examples of, hey, we send our photography team out and we're like, hey, we want to get some photos. We want diverse photos. The Jazz Fest is such a great example. You might see an 80-year-old sitting next to a 16-year-old, and you know, there's people from Southwest Detroit, the west side of Detroit. 25% of the audience is from outside of the state of Michigan. And so it's just a great opportunity to spark new connections around music. So we love the Jazz Festival and are proud to be the presenting sponsor.
Yeah. So while we have been talking, we have been joined by another guest, the official poster of the Jazz Festival. This is its debut. Is that right, Chris?
That is correct. World premiere.
I actually really love that one. Oh my goodness! Tell us about the artist.
Beautiful.
Well, the original painting was done by Giuliano Crivelli. It was a special painting just for this poster. He's from Italy in his young 90s, and he is coming to join us in Detroit for the festival. We're going to do an exhibition of his other jazz works, but it's a representation of, the unity and the diversity that is expressed in jazz, and certainly the sense that the Detroit Jazz Festival is really in our city. The city is its backdrop. It's connected to the DNA of who we all are here, and certainly to all Americans, because this music is the root of who we are as a culture.
What I love about this poster is, and this is not true of every year, but the people that are in it, right? That it's about the people who are performing, but also the people who are there watching.
Exactly, because from, as Jasmine mentioned, we have a great Jazz Festival Foundation team, but we have incredible audiences. I mean, artists want to play at the festival. They want to record at the festival because of our Detroit audiences. They're phenomenal. They get it, man. They're locked in. And you mix that with the great artists on the stage, my incredible tech crew that make sure the artists get everything they need, so they give you the best performance of their life is what we're trying to do. The end result is memorable experiences and setting the stage so the festival propagates for another 100 years as a free festival and as a foundation that does year-round engagements with the community, with youth, with all ages and families. And in the end, it's about bringing us together and making a strong statement about who we are and to the rest of the world.
Marion, this festival is about artistry. You are one of the many artists who take part in that. Talk about the things that we'll see this year in terms of artistry at the festival.
Well, first of all, I just can't say how excited I am to have Stanley Clark,
my
brother bassist,
right?
to be the artist in residence. I just think that's just fantastic. And it's not the first time we've had a bass player. Also, we've also had one of my great mentors, Ron Carter.
Right.
So I just think that even as a musician, for us, we get the double dose. We get to have wonderful performance opportunities, as well as going to see so many of our great heroes here on stage. Kenny Garrett is going to be here this year. He's a fabulous Detroiter. I'm doing a set with part of the Homecoming series with Sheila Jordan. And Sheila is just she's also a young 90-something person, and just fantastic. She's a walking legacy of jazz history. Just so many stories, so many people that she's known. She still sounds fabulous. She's so engaging. So she's just going to be tremendous. And so I just can't tell you how excited I am about the entire thing. We have jam sessions. The young folks that we just worked with were just tremendous. We had a chance to do a week of the Dirty Dog with Cameron Graves, with the Jazz Fest All-Star Band. I mean, that was just over the top. So I'm really truly looking forward to the festival. It's just so exciting for us.
And for you, as a Detroit artist, we do a good job at the festival of featuring Detroit artists, but I also feel like it features the history of jazz here and that incredible legacy that you're now caring for and was passed down to you from other people. I mean, that's a huge part of why this works, I think.
It's an important part of it, and it's one of the things that I really like the most, especially about Chris's artistic leadership, is that sometimes you go to some cities and basically you go to a festival and you kind of, maybe different artists, but you don't have a sense of the legacy of that particular city.
Right.
And you can never leave Detroit and not have a sense of our legacy if you come to our jazz festival. You are going to understand something about where Detroit fits into jazz, which is in the most foundational place. Most foundational of all in all the different genres of music. We're really foundational, and so when you come here, you're going to know jazz, and you're going to know something about Detroit too. So important.